Alexa, stop. Hey guys, Sparkly Holly here, and I am wrapping up my work for the day. And then I'm going to get ready to go to the pool and join the little babies. Actually, I have Zoe here with me at the moment. Enjoy our quiet time sometimes. But I wanted to share with you what I've been working on a little bit today, basically. I've shared some other videos recently with some other adventures and things that I'm doing, but ultimately, statement still stands. I'm very multidimensional, and I like doing lots of things. So one of the things that I'm also very, very excited for is this homeschool curriculum that I'm writing. And I am excited because I just finished January. I have the entire year drafted, like individually. And right now, today, this week, I've been working on compiling my first draft, like all full together. And so right now, today, I have my, title, my intro, my about me or whatever, and a little bit about the curriculum. And then I have table of contents for the year. And then I now have completed all of January. And I'll share a little story. I was sitting here probably about an hour ago, maybe a little less than an hour ago now, and I was working on one of these days in probably mid-January or so, and I don't know what it was or what I read, and I'm really not reading a whole lot right now. I'm doing a lot of copy and pasting from my previous work, just compiling from one document to the next kind of thing, and then I'm doing a lot of formatting. So editing to come. If I stumble on something, bear with me. I'm still very much in the rough draft phase. But while I was writing this today and working on it, the Spirit moved and said, you need to reach out to a friend of yours and tell her that she is doing great, great, great work and that she's got to keep going. And I know she is. No doubt in my mind, this girl is not a quitter, not one bit, not 1 ounce of stop in her. I know this. Okay. I love this. And so anyways, it hit me so quickly. And I'm like, dude, what? And that's just how weird it is to me sometimes. Like, my mental focus right now is solely on writing this curriculum. Like, my whole family is silent right now. Chris has got the younger kids down at the pool. Zoe's here with me, but she's drawing in her room. And like, I don't even have my music playing right now. It's calm. And so I'm focused in on this, like, literally body systems and sign language and spiritual awareness and just nature's rhythms. So this is the thoughts that I'm dialed into right now. That's the frequency in which I'm on. And I suddenly think of this friend that I haven't spoken to in a little while. Used to work with her a long, long time ago in a couple of different ways. And she now does real estate. And she is a freaking powerhouse. She is awesome. Yeah. So I'll share this about her. She came to my house when we were wanting to sell back in 2022. That's when we sold. So she came early 2022 or late 2021, maybe is when she came. And she toured our house at the time. And she was like, yeah, I could sell it for you. No problem. But you could do this too. She goes, last year I sold I think it was like her, God, oh, I don't want to quote your numbers and I don't want to quote them incorrectly because they are awesome. So I don't want to discredit that. But she was in about her 3rd year of business, and she looked at me, she goes, Holly, I homeschooled my 3 boys last year and I worked and I made big girl money. Okay, I'll call it like that. I'm gonna call it big girl money. And she worked part-time. She's like, we homeschooled, we did t-ball, we went to the river, we had Sunday dinner with family. Like, she still had a life and made big girl money too. And so she, bless her heart, thank you, thank you, thank you. She wanted that for me too. So thank you. And she looked at me, she goes, I could sell your house, but you could too. Yeah, I could. Wait a minute, you're not wrong. Okay, so I ran that rabbit hole for a little while, and I ran real estate. You know, that was my introduction to, you might want to go sell some real estate sometime. And I did, and it was fun. Cool. Little PTSD sometimes, but not too bad. And I'll get back to it eventually when the time comes. So anyways, I'm totally derailing again. Sorry, guys. I want to share this with you guys. I got to keep my computer up and running. I just finished January. So I'm finishing this. I'm reminded of this person who inspired me back then, that yes, I could sell my house. She did it before, and she did real estate, and she homeschooled her kids. Like, she just had it all together and made big girl money. So like, yes, right on. Like, let's empower one another. So I want to take a little bit of that as well and say, you can homeschool your children. Okay. It's not that hard, and I can help you. So here's a little teaser of what I am developing. The concept is that I want you to be able to homeschool your babies in a few hours a day, a couple of days a week, easily, without frustration, without aggravation, without wailing and gnashing of teeth. Okay, I'm not looking for that. I want you to be able to homeschool your family with flow. So, drum roll please. Here is a teaser, a look and preview at January, week 4, day 3. So you will have essentially walked through all of January at this point. At the beginning of each day, I outline the theme, body system focused, character trait, Lemurian thread, natural rhythm, and spiritual focus. Today, those items are, and please forgive me for looking back and forth, I'm so sorry. I am reading it still. The theme for today is integration, celebration, and reflection. The body system focus is whole body awareness. The character trait is integrity, living what we have learned. The Lemurian thread here is when you embody truth, you become the temple. The natural rhythm that we are focused on today is when you embody, I'm up a line, the stillness before seasonal shift, earth holding wisdom in her bones. There we go. I'll get it out eventually. Spiritual focus for today is ritual as remembrance and ceremony as anchoring, reflection as sacred. Oh, I really like that. It was interesting because I did some journaling this morning, and it felt kind of ceremonial, and I was like, why am I doing this? And then I was immediately reminded, girl, you prayed for this kind of discipline. Get happy about it. Okay. And so to see that right now, reading that with you all the first time now, ceremony as anchoring. And that's what it was. I was anchoring. I really was. I was anchoring in my future. I was anchoring in what I want to call in for my day, for my life, for my family, for my legacy, all of that. So stepping into, again, the end of January, this is like week 4, day 3. The opening moment. Each day has 8 segments of the day. An opening, a closing, and stuff in the middle. Here we go. Opening, greeting, and topic teaser. Should take you generally 5 minutes. I have this kind of scripted, guided, so that it's easy for parents to pick up and literally just kind of read aloud, and you don't look like you're fumbling too bad. Okay. Today we gather in celebration. We have spent this moon rooting in truth through our bones, our breath, our posture, and our voice. Each step, each silence, each movement has taught us something powerful. That truth is not just something we speak. It is something we live. Let us begin with a final set of affirmations to honor what we have embodied. Okay, so now the second segment of each day is copywork affirmations. And this should take your kids 10 to 15 minutes, maybe, give or take. Mine will take anywhere from 5 minutes if they're highly motivated and know what they're doing and have that skill set built already. They'll have it done in no time. If they are space cadetting it for the day, you know what I mean? We could be for hours. It doesn't matter. I don't get stressed about it. If that's how they want to flow, that's how they want to flow. Each family does their own thing. Find what works for you. So, copywork section, today's say, sit tall, feel your truth from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. Write these words as a sacred offering. And the affirmations, each day has 3 to 5 of them, I think mainly 5. And the goal is that they would write them into their copywork notebook. Okay. So affirmation number 1 is, I am a temple of truth. Number 2, I carry my wisdom in every breath. Number 3, I move through life with love and integrity. Number 4, my body speaks with honesty. Number 5, I honor the path I walk. I love this so much. Okay, so part 3, after they finish their copy work, now is where we kind of get into the meat of our lesson a little bit, where it's kind of a storytelling moment. And I've designed this so that it's like a narration. There's a narrator role usually, and there's a handful of characters in this skit type thing, but it's not really a skit. It's more just a dramatization of the storytelling, okay? So don't let it freak you out. Don't let it think you have to go get props or anything like that. It's not like that. It's just speak it and have fun with the storytelling aspect of it. I noticed when I started with my kids and I would read through the stories, I would change my voice for the narrator voice versus a character versus an elder versus an elder tree or, something else. So you can keep it interesting and keep them engaged by using your own gifts. Okay. So today's parent read story, The Truth Keeper's Circle. A little summary of it to begin with, right? In this closing tale, a group of Lemurian children who've completed their truth journey return to a sacred circle to share what they've learned, not in words, but through movement, breath, silence, and art. Each child brings a piece of the journey, posture, voice, balance, stillness, and together they form the circle of truth, where no one truth is greater than the other, and all are needed for wholeness. Here is the full dramatized script for the Truth Keeper's Circle, a ceremonial Lemurian tale that beautifully closes January's Rooting in Truth journey. It weaves together everything your children have learned, movement, breath, posture, silence, and voice, into one sacred act of remembrance and sharing. All right, so the Truth Keeper's Circle, a Lemurian teaching ceremony about wholeness, reflection, and living truth. Cast, which is optional, right? Now, I will pause for a moment and tell you, guide you, recommend, have fun tip, I don't know, all the things. If you are gathering in community, have different parents play these roles. Have your spouse play one of these roles. Have one of your older kids play these roles. Have your neighborhood widow who's right next door who desperately wants to engage, have her pop over for a few minutes for story time with you. Make that difference. Okay, That being said, narrator, the elder guide, a wise keeper of the circle. Children of the circle can be multiple or read as one voice. The wind, the earth, the flame, the sea, symbolic elements, optional, like soft whispers, right? Okay, so like some of it's actual reading, some of it's just kind of like a presence. So your choice. Again, you guys have fun with it. Narrator. In the final days of the root moon, when the bones of trees reached like hands to the stars, the Lemurian children returned to the Truth Keeper's circle, a sacred stone ring by the edge of the sea. They had journeyed through posture and presence, through breath and balance, through voice and silence. Now it was time to bring the pieces together. The elder guide, standing in the center. Welcome, keepers of truth. Each of you has walked a path, but now we weave paths into one. Narrator. The children stepped forward one by one, but instead of speaking, they moved. Child 1 steps forward and lifts their spine tall. This is how truth stands in me. Child 2 breathes in deeply and bows forward. This is how truth breathes in me. Child 3 places a hand over their mouth and then opens it. This is how truth speaks through me. Child 4 takes slow steps in a spiral. This is how truth walks through me. Child 5 sits in stillness with eyes closed. This is how truth rests in me. And the narrator. Each offering echoed across the circle like ripples on water. No one interrupted, no one judged. All truths are welcomed, all movements are honored. The wind whispered through the trees. The wind voiced softly, "You are the breath." The earth hummed beneath their feet. The earth voice says, "You are the bones." The flame flickered on the center stone altar. And the flame voice says, "You are the light of clarity." The sea shimmered beyond the cliff's edge. The sea voice says, "You are the voice that flows." Narrator says, the elder raised their hands and spoke. And the elder guides say, each of you is a keeper of truth, not because of what you say, but because of how you live. Not because you are perfect, but because you are whole. Narrator. Then the children joined hands. Some wept, some smiled. All felt their bones warm with a knowing. They were the circle now, living, breathing, walking vessels of truth. And from that day forward, when someone in Lemuria lived with integrity, moving with kindness, breathing with purpose, pausing with wisdom, they would say, all together if reading in a group, they walk the way of the truth keepers. Okay, so that concludes the storytelling aspect. And then part 4 gives time for a little personal response. And I usually include 2 options. So you can decide what your child needs based on their interest, ability, age, etc. Option 1 is the truth reflection rule, and it says create a circle divided into 5 parts labeled posture, breath, voice, movement, and silence. In each section, draw or write one thing that you learned or remembered this month. Option 2, is a stone story offering, is choose a stone and whisper into it one truth that you're carrying forward. Place it somewhere special to you, like in a garden or your altar or a cool nature spot that you are going to visit. Part 5. This part is all about movement, because I found very quickly on when we're teaching little children and lots of little bodies, they want to move. They need to move. It makes sense to move. So part 5 of each daily flow is movement. It's yoga and it's body integration. So 20 minutes or so, give or take. And here we go. It says, theme is body as a temple, movement as prayer. Guide your kids into mountain pose and breath work. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, hands to the heart. Say, I rise with truth. I return to center. Number 2, flow sequence. Warrior to twist to forward fold, then to cobra, and then into child's pose. Saying, my body flows with clarity and strength. Stillness pose, savasana or seated meditation for number 3. Lie or sit, breathe into the bones. Say, I rest in my truth. I will kind of pause for a moment here on this part 5, just because it's not really well worded right now. Again, this is my rough draft, and clearly it needs some flow. So it'll get there, but part 6, okay? So this is a collaborative part. Part 6 is collaboration art project, truth tapestry. I would allow for about 30 minutes for this, give or take. Again, depending on how many kids you've got. If you're just using your kids, your family, or if you're gathering together with some neighbors or your community, by all means, this could be larger, smaller, scale it to what you need it to be. That's the goal. Collaborative art project, truth tapestry. Materials is fabric strips, yarn, paper cutouts, ribbon, twigs, dried leaves. Markers or paint, string, or a dowel to hang. And the instructions read, each child creates a truth ribbon decorated with a word, symbol, or drawing that represents what truth means to them. We tie or glue all the pieces together to create a truth tapestry or a wall hanging to display. Kind of cool. So again, very kind of basic there on my descriptions and how this is going, but you get the idea. You can kind of go from there, expand, contract, find what works for you. Part 7, universal language connection, guys. We're bringing in some ASL and some math. Because why not? Foreign language and math. Not just foreign language, but like American Sign Language. Like, I love y'all. So we're going to learn some sign language. And math. Because it's universal. And so today's ASL word is celebrate. And it says, make a circular motion with both hands like pom-poms. And the phrase is, we celebrate truth together. The math connection is body balance and symmetry. And it says, have your children create balance shapes with their bodies, arms wide, one leg, mirror poses, and discuss the symmetry and balance as part of truth in nature and ourselves. All right, so once you've worked through that little universal connection, kind of have time, again, that math connection, you guys could dig really deep into that, or you could keep it really simple depending on just depending on what you want. It's a jumping point, okay? Run with it or don't. I don't care. If your kids are in it, run it. Also, like I said earlier, this is only 3 days a week for the most part. So guess what? If you don't finish it on Monday, you can finish it on Tuesday. Or if you finish it on Monday and you're like, man, I really liked that symmetry in nature and body movement, and I want to dig into that a little bit more, on Tuesday, because there's nothing planned on Tuesday. Yahtzee! That's a win. Okay. Anywho, back to the closing. This is the last section of the day. And this is our Lemurian closing, our closing circle. And this is just kind of the signal of like, we're actually done with our lesson. Time to go home soon, kind of thing. Or time to change gears, or time to clean up, or whatever you set up. You can use this moment as that cue to have a pattern and rhythm to your day. So create a circle with everyone standing or seated. Light a candle or a lantern and read this slowly together or as a parent blessing. Today, we end this moon of truth, but we do not leave it behind. It walks with us. It breathes with us. It speaks through our hands, our steps, our breath, our voice. We are temples of truth. We are the roots, the bones, the breath, the silence, and the sound. We carry it all forward in love, in light, in unity. Aloha. Optional. Share some fruit, sing a simple chant, dance to close out your circle. Aloha. I love that. All right, so that was January, guys. That was, well, not January, but that was the end of January and your small clippet of seeing the little bit of January. If you would like the rest of January and the year, perhaps, but the rest of January, for sure, I'm going to put it up on my Patreon as quickly as I can. The goal is today, if not today, tomorrow. So stay tuned. See you there. Peace out.